In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be viewed by children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong, Extended Edition, Part 22. Last we left off, we did some more talking with our companions, learned a bit more about their histories. Now we're just going to do some more talks with everyone else around here. So yeah, you're probably all wondering why I'm doing this in the middle of a weekday. Long story short, last episode, it only got 17 minutes in, so I'm just redoing this one. So, here I am. Let's go talk to Matthew. Reliable Matthew stands quietly in his drone lot, arms hanging limply at his sides. He stares silently at the ground. This isn't the soft-spoken style of many Hong Kongers. He looks sad. He looks up briefly as you approach, but quickly looks back at the ground. Hey, Seng-John. He mumbles his words softly. What's going on? You don't seem yourself. Matthew mumbles something under his breath. After a moment, he looks up suddenly. Can you do me a favor, Seng-John? I can't leave the lot right now. Sure, what's a favor? I was supposed to pick up my medicine this morning, but I overslept. Can you get it for Ambrose for me? Sure. Thanks. We're going to be having a lot of life talks lately with some of these people. So what have I been doing this past few days? Not much. Cleaned out the tub in the bathroom today. I got Armored Core 6. Plan on playing that later. Stream? I don't know. I figured I might as well stream today to make up for last week's bad episode. Anyway, 10 on Ambrose. Ambrose is staring at a flat panel monitor on the wall. A local news channel is zoomed in on an ultra-modern aircraft carrier marooned in Victoria Harbor. You following the IJN story? A Kansai fighter wing from the Masamune did an honorary flyby of the executive council meeting today. They're rattling the saber hard. Everybody's being courteous as hell, but nobody's blinking. I'm here to pick up Reliable Matthew's meds. Ambrose's eyes raised in surprise for a moment. Really? Well, okay. A Waldo arm opens a cabinet and crackles through packaging. In a moment, it swings over to you, holding a plastic cylinder about the size of a roll of breath mints. Here you go. The arm gently sets the cylinder in your hand. Let's inspect it. The cylinder is lettered with holographic kanji, cool blue jazz, non-spoken version. It has a stylized illustration of a laid-back lounge lizard of a man wearing a zoot suit and smoking a cigarillo. Through the semi-transparent plastic, you can see a stack of what look like tiny pills or chips. Search your memory for what this might be. This looks like a tube of slow burn better than life chips. These disposable chips create a synthetic experience. Unlike normal BTLs, which burn hot and fast, the sensory and emotional tracks on slow burn chips are adjusted to be only slightly above legal limits, and they last all day long. They give a gentle, subdued high. It's like you're someone else, but living your life. Why are you giving Reliable Matthew BTLs? Sorry, Sang-Jean. I can't discuss the patient's treatment without permission, confidentiality, and Hippocratic Oath and all that stuff. That's not what the Hippocratic Oath is about. Yeah, whatever. It's a crock of shit anyway, right? Point is, I can't talk about a patient's treatment. Fair? Thanks, Sang-Jean. He'll be happy to get those. Now, about the IJN, the Masamune, what are you talking about? The Imperial Japanese Navy. They're parked the carrier Masamune's battle group in Hong Kong for a visit. They're trying to intimidate the city. Nobody's having it, not even the Japan Corps. It looks like it's being driven by some sort of weird internal Japanese pissing match. The imperial militarist wants to cow Hong Kong and bring it under the umbrella. However, almost every megacorp, including all the Japan Corps, want Hong Kong to remain independent. Tensions are high. Is there any chance that Japan will take over the Hong Kong Free Enterprise Zone? No way. Not in a million years. This kind of rooster show goes down all the time. Worst that'll happen is a bunch more posturing, like the IJN have an accidental fire incident on a coastal boat. Somebody test fires an anti-ship missile. The Port Authority finds the Masamune's paperwork lacking and charges them exorbitant harbor fees. Noise like that. There are a bunch of square-headed idiots with muscle cars revving at each other. Just stay out of the smuggler holes. The IJN likes to go on sprees of blowing them up to show how well protected HK would be under that yoke. Ambrose snorts with amusement. Those honorary flyover fighters had live ordnance loaded. Ridiculous. Say what you will, though. That Kensai multi-role fighter is a sweet bird. Ambrose oogles a close-up of one of the shark-like jets on the wall screen. Twin Mitsubishi Jubble Aught Delta turbofan engines, ramjets, thruster vectoring, Generation 4 fly-by-wire. Hey, gorgeous. Do I have anything I need to worry about? Yeah, don't go into a bar full of drunk Japanese sailors with a free San Francisco t-shirt on. Ambrose snickers. This whole IJN drama is gonna go on like it always does. The Japanese Navy will eventually realize no one is even paying attention. Then they're gonna go steam off in a huff and maybe blow a few smugglers out of the water. Happens all the time. Bah, politics. I can only talk about them so much. Let's move on. So you came here as a runner and now you're a busted up doc. What happened? Hey, I'm not busted up, you insensitive jerk. I'm economy size. Ambrose erupts into laughter, slapping the side of his wheelchair. He quickly devolves into a shameless giggling. He stops giggling and cocks a sober eye at you. Seriously though, that's some heavy shit. It'll take a while to tell. You will want to know? Yeah. He appraises you quietly. Well, you're doing good, Sang-Shan. I feel okay about telling you this. A run went bad. Ambrose spits on the floor empathically, in clear defiance of his own prominent sanitary place no spitting sign. Real bad. They used to call me Ripshot. I was on a 10-man crew. We were led by this ex-army troll named Icebreaker, former common engineer, brutal guy. We did Shadowrunning, armed robbery, office invasion, underworld hits, anti-branding, just about anything, as long as we could make money and hide our tracks. Anti-branding? That's usually a euphemism for attacking someone's image with a false flag terrorism. Yeah, it is. Look, I was a real asshole in those days. I'm not proud of the jobs we did. A lot of our work was high profile, real violent. We dumped a lot of bodies in the harbor. Then we had this one job. Ambrose pauses and takes a deep breath. Hey, can I sum this up real quick? Otherwise, I tend to get long-winded. What do you want? Give me the full story. We were breaking into an R&D facility. It was a vanilla job. Cheap, ran a cops, flawed security system, no problem. It was going like clockwork. I was out in the command van on Overwatch. Bam! Something hit the van like a freight train. Ambrose grits his teeth, his body visibly tenses at the memory. The walls crushed in on me. There was a flash of light and darkness. Stabbing everywhere. Pressure like a mountain falling on me. Feeling crushed to pulp. Then I blacked out. Ambrose falls silent. He seems to be somewhere far away in his mind. The seconds tick by. Wait for him to continue. When I woke up again, I was in pitch darkness. I could hardly breathe. I was being burned by hot metal. The pain was indescribable. There was a shrieking, like the metal was screaming around me, and sparks. Someone was cutting through the wreck. A huge pressure lifted off to me. There was a blinding light. Ambrose gives a tense sigh. He's trembling. It was our glove woman, Karen. She pulled me out of the wreck, wrenched 4 tourniquets on me, shot me up with drugs, stuffed me in a security car she'd shot up. Karen jacked me in. Couldn't even hold my head up. Thought my spine was shattered. Once I was rigged in, though, the pain in my meat didn't matter. I drove us out of there. I stayed conscious just long enough to get us a friendly clinic. By the time I got us there, Karen was going down with brain swelling. Ambrose's eyes seemed to clear as if he's returning from far away. We got barn stomped right proper. Slaughtered. They crushed the command van with a front-end loader and left me for dead. Everybody but me and Karen got wiped. Who ambushed you? I still don't know. Best I could figure out was some sort of counter-intrusion team. Maybe the whole run was a setup. How did Karen escape? Karen was carrying the first haul out when the assault team hit us. She turned into a koi pond and lay on the bottom for about 5 minutes doing her woo-woo G-centering thing. They dropped a flashbang grenade into the pond to clear it. That messed her up good. Burst her eardrums, gave her a concussion, ruptured the blood vessels in her eyes, nose, and mouth, knocked the air out of her lungs. She stayed on the bottom for another couple minutes. I once asked her what it was like. She just said painful. That was Karen. Stoic like a concrete block. You're wrecked, Ambrose. How'd you survive so much trauma? Ambrose taps the side of his head. Cowardice and job security. I was always real scared about getting hurt. I clutched up my tactical computer with some heelwear on my headwear radio. As soon as my vitals went screwy, my trauma protocols kicked in and my radio started broadcasting my heartbeat. Karen couldn't drive. She honed in on my beacon and cut me out of the wreck with our demo saw. Then she shot me up with enough adrenaline, PM04, and morphine to reanimate a corpse. Ambrose shivers a little at the memory. And she put 3 trauma patches on me in a row. It shredded my renal system. He taps his chair. That's why this little hot rod has an artificial liver and a dialysis machine in it. As someone whose relative had issues with had kidney issues, I can relate to that. They hit you with a construction vehicle? Yes. It shoved the van right into a plasticrete wall. A nearby robot arm equipped for heavy mechanical work empathically snaps its vice-like claw, crushed it like a beer can. I learned something from that. Tell you what, how to seriously slot someone's day. Ambrose gestures with his chin toward the clinic's false ceiling. I got an articulated backhoe boom up there with a demolition claw. Hell with guns. Anyone ever fucks with chromality, they'll learn what high-powered hydraulics really means. Anyway, that's how it all went down. Afterwards, things were real hard for a while. Ambrose needs to take stock of himself. He breathes heavily, tension is drained from his body, and he slowly relaxes. Here I am, though. Ripshot no more. By the way, Ripshot is dead. Let's keep it that way. Please don't say the name to anyone, okay? Karen was an artist at faking deaths, and she made sure we both vanished. Ambrose shakes himself and rubs his eyes anxiously. Listen, Sang-Jean, this is a stressful subject for me. We could talk more about it the past another day, but now I'm spent. You mentioned essence. Tell me about it. Sure, what do you want to know? Ambrose taps his wheelchair with 3 fingers eagerly. It's fascinating stuff. And this is the topic about essence, which, since we're a monk, well, a physical adept, basically, might as well hear about it. What exactly is essence? Ambrose gives an exaggerated shrug, pursing his lips. Well, I'm not sure. It's life force, sort of. Essence is like the ability of the spirit to recognize and stay connected to the body. Augmenting the body reduces our essence. When our essence is exhausted, the spirit quits the body, and we die. There's this popular idea that essence is disrupted when we attach non-human things to our nervous system, but that's only kinda true. If we install a data jack or a bionic arm, that's definitely a lot of neural interference. However, if you get bone lacing or dermal armor, those don't have much neural interface, right? But they still murder on your essence. The body still recognizes them as alien and invasive, so there's something more to essence than just a neural interface. There are all of these weird theories about essence as biospiritual integrity and stuff. I've tried to read some of the medical papers, but it was like trying to drive a go-kart through a blackberry thicket. Hell if I know what it really is. Is there a way to restore lost essence? Nope, but there's a ton of research going into it, like hundreds of millions of new yen a year. The person who figures it out how to restore essence is going to change the world. Think about it. We might be able to achieve full biological regeneration, or even resurrection of the dead. I wouldn't need replacement parts. I might just be able to grow my own body back. That'd be something. That actually is kind of interesting, honestly. If Shadowrun ever goes into like a later edition and that becomes possible, I'd like to hear about it. Can I install cyberware below 0 essence? No. You drop below 0 essence, you die. Ambrose shakes his head empathically, face grim. Every hardcore street soldier asks that. Trust me, there's no way to do it. However, it seems like people can cultivate the ability to carry a little more cyberware. Theorists think it's really just making the essence you've got go further. Ambrose taps his 3 fingers on his paunch thoughtfully. As long as we're bullshitting, though, there are a lot of rumors about cyber zombies, corporate experiments in deep augmentation going into negative essence. Hell, there's even some convincing evidence posted by runners that these experiments exist, but no credible medical entity has ever recognized proof. If that tech is out there, it's light years beyond anything you'll find in the streets. Do I think the corps are doing the research? Of course. Why not? But does it work? I've got no idea. Cyber zombie. Remember the Mark IV in Dragonfall? That's an example. And yeah, Ambrose, that's actually true. Let's not tell him that. So why don't you get some clone limbs? Those don't take essence. I've got the Achis. Acquired cybergenetic hyperimmunity syndrome. My body rejects all sorts of mods and biotech. My body now thinks the chrome is legitimate and everything else is an intruder. I've got a list of over 70 things I'm now allergic to, including bioimplants. So no clone limbs for me. Kind of a bummer. No horseradish either. Or carrot. No carrots. No barbiturates. Man, I used to love horseradish. How is this measured? Oh, there are a zillion different systems for measuring essence, but everyone on the street just uses the rule of 6. The rule says the body has an index of 6 essence, and all augmentations can be loosely scored on how much they reduce that number. It was originally the Medvedev-Dirac Bioholism Index after 2 early researchers. They figured that the body had 6 parts, and they observed that replacing a limb with an early cyber prosthetic took around 1/6 of a person's capacity. They developed a theory that cyber capacity was based on body regions. Each region could have had up to 100% cyber, and the whole body added up to 60%, which is written as 6. Turns out the whole theory was flawed, and body region doesn't matter much for essence cost. But the rule of 6 was very easy and intuitive, so it stuck, so we still use it. Arrows gives you a quick smile, eyes glittering. Essence is cool stuff. Cool stuff. At the end of the day, I don't know what it is. I just know I'm almost out of it. Alright, time for me to go, Ambrose. Cheers, Singjan. Talk to you later. So that essence talk is actually really important if you're a mage and you want to cyber yourself up. Don't do it. But the cyber zombie thing is actually fairly interesting. So I tried to see if I could get into Final Fantasy XIV again. Nope. Account issues again. I have a Square Enix account, it's just not registered. It's not accepting that I have one. And I'm not making another account just to play 14. That's stupid. Matthew! Matthew is still looking at the ground. He glances up briefly as you approach. Hi, Singjan. Do you have that medicine? Yes, I did. Really? That's great. That's great. Give it to me. What is this stuff? It's my medicine. It makes me feel better. He waves weakly at the drone lot. It makes all this okay. Here, give it to me. Matthew, I can't let you have this. Wait, what? No, it's medicine. I'm not well without it. Matthew looks like he's getting agitated. Why would he need BTL chips? No. I need it. He seems to fold in on himself. He trembles a little and looks doggedly down at his feet. He seems like he's on the verge of crying. Oh, man. I'm sorry, not Matthew. You need to kick the habit. This is gonna bite me in the ass. I just know it. Reliable Matthew won't look up. He stares at his feet, a look of angry sorrow on his face. Just get your stuff and leave. Oh, we can actually give him the chips. I don't understand why we need BTL chips. I guess I could probably give it... I can look into this later and then see if I can give him the chips again. I might not, but maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Shen! Leaning against the weapons table, Shen rests one hand atop a glass-covered case. Inside the case is a thin Chinese sword, a jian, with an ornate grip and a blade etchings. A small label on the side of the case reads, for White Ming. Oh there, Xingjian. Come to find a blade or maybe some ginseng and peony root? How do you know my name? I never told you. You think all I do is sell this bow and wait for you to show up? Come on, you're Kindly Chang's pet Shadowrunner. Your name's all over Hioi. Shen grins, gesturing at you. You're stand out, man. That's a good thing. It means you're becoming a somebody, not staying one of the forgettables. Shen stands, twisting left and right into a course of crackling vertebrae. So, what do you need today? What about the sword? This little thing? Shen runs one hand over the glass top of the case, smiling fondly. This is a masterpiece. Crafted by my own hands as a gift for White Ming. He's being elevated to a red pole. 120 centimeters in length, 3.5 centimeters width at the base, tapering to 2.75 before the tip. Half a centimeter in thickness with a twinning dragon motif along the fuller. And it lights on fire when the appointed owner holds it. Very nice indeed. Shen's annoyance is as glass shards in the reply. Nice as a bouquet of orchids. Nice as a fine meal after a hard day. Nice as pleasant weather when you relax on your boat. This isn't nice. This is a masterpiece. Few red poles in any triad can claim a weapon as fine as this, and none of them are masters of Wu-Dang's sword like White Ming. The skills of the Jian are peerless in Hong Kong, and any who face him in combat will know when he draws his sword that they have no chance against them. Nice indeed. Feh. What goes into making a sword like this? Time, patience, good steel stock to be certain, a fair amount of alchemical materials like orichalcum, crystals, etc. The real key is human bone. The old Chinese masters would throw in human bones when folding the steel. The phosphorus does something or other to the carbon and iron, and I can't really explain it because I'm not a metallurgist. I just do what I learned on the mountain. But it works, believe me. It gives the blade a soul. It's not so much the edge that cuts, but that soul. It's why weapon foci go through spirits like a hot knife through butter. I'll talk to you later then. Speaking of, you got enough for one more point in charisma. But let's pop into key casting. And the dodge. We're at least getting better at Actually, can we buy the key spell or not? Show me what you got. Let's see. Key casting. Can we own it? Yeah, we can get counter strike and quick strike. Tempting. Once we get paid, we'll go ahead and grab those spells. And lastly, time to talk to the Ka Fai family. Frederick, the younger of the Ka Fai sons, mans his post at the club's front door. He's showing off his hulking arms to a couple of wan-looking girls from the docks. Their clearly self-interested fawning gets them inside with no cover charge. I know what you're thinking. Some perks, right? For them, maybe. Hang on. Get back. back. Sorry about that, I had to go and help out my mom. My folks, they just came back with groceries. Who? Those Wong girls? Pah, they're harmless. Those girls? Pah, they're harmless. Have some fun with me. Hey, all this stuff around here, it's all just fluff anyway. You know that, I know you know that. You've got the eyes, doing what you do. You know what's what and what ain't. We're the same, you and me. People in here may look the part, but it's different for us. We're legit. We got that edge. Everybody else is just a poser. Have you done anything other than bouncing? It's not what I've done, it's about what I can do. I've got potential. I just need to prove it, and show my Ba that I can do what he used to do. This cushy life, it's not for me. I'm capable of so much more. Ma won't ever see it, but I know my Ba will understand. He's not meant for this kind of life either, you know it? You talk to him, right? You see it in him. Once a badass pirate, always a badass pirate. Gotta be the same with you, right? Can't ever see yourself going back to a normal life. Shadowrunning is where it's at. And you fancy yourself a Shadowrunner? I want to be something. Shadowrunner, sure. I see your types roll up, hard edge like you are. I can see myself doing that. But there's also the triads. Lots of guys get their start that way, work their way up. Some of them starting out as regular gangers. I'd be looking to jump a few rungs right off the bat, of course, considering who I am and who my Ba is. But I think my Ba would be most proud if I followed in his footsteps. Join up with a pirate crew, be a scourge of the open sea. I know it's in my blood. Just need to let it out. Maybe be. I don't know. I mean, he wants to improve himself, but I don't know. Ka Fai. You catch Ka Fai lost in reverie, staring at a wall plastered with photos. While most of them are signed celebrity headshots, there are scattered among them more personal images from days long past. Lots of faces on this wall, lots of strangers staring back at me. Not the kind of headshots I'm used to. Henry lets out a deep rumbling chuckle. No, I suppose not. These are what pass with celebrities here in Hawaii. We get the occasional Simpsons star or athlete surrounded by an entourage of muscle and photographers. It's all for their image, you see. They want a stack of carefully staged photographs that seem like paparazzi shots in a notorious underworld hideout. It's so bizarre. Henry smiles sardonically. If we really were all of that, the HKPF would have bombed us by now. KVDA is a neutral zone, and Ermine deals mostly in small arms. We could have joined, let them stage things however they like, throw a few tattooed out blue lanterns in the background. In exchange, we get a big stack of Neo and a glossy face on the wall to show how popular our club's become. Kindly locks all Hawaii down for the visit. Those famed bunnies are safer here than they are probably in their penthouses. It's all my wife's idea, of course. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Cal's lucky he's got our brains. The brave Frederick takes after his old man. Wasn't it you who first started running guns through here? Heard about that, did you? His lips. But yeah, I took a turn as a small-time smuggler. Less excitement than you might think. Never really made all that much extra money doing it either. Had it been riskier, I never would have bothered, but our boat's engineer was a good friend of mine. He was in on the deal. He could tuck away those crates in the engine room where only he knew they existed. I just had to shepherd them on and off the boat. Probably could have negotiated better deals, but I just wanted to be rid of the stuff as fast as I could. Didn't want Wu Jing to find out, and I especially didn't want Ermine to find out. But find out she did. Though she surprised me with her reaction. Thought she would throw a fit, but the only thing she was mad about was my profit margin, until she took over. So tell me about you two, anyway. You and Ermine. She and I grew up together, here in Hawaii. We were childhood sweethearts. I often do things like that last. Do such things last. Then back at 21, we were both 18 and unsure of our futures. We both goblinized. The world was turned on its head. People said it was a disease or the result of a biological weapon. There was panic everywhere. But Ermine and I saw it differently. We saw it as a sign that we were meant to be. It didn't matter if we were lepers because we were lepers together. It's kind of romantic. Wish I could say she was the first and only love of my life, but there will always be another. I needed her call for far too long before finally sitting down here with Ermine. Even so, that call is always there, tempting me to come back. Get lost forever. Worst ways to go, I suppose. I do my best to resist. Try to focus on what Ermine has built here for us. I'll leave you be then. He wants to go back to the sea. Callum, Callum sits with his eyes closed and his head back. One might assume he's asleep or trying to shake a particularly nasty hangover, but when he stirs, his eyes are clear and uncharacteristically focused. Things are right. What brings you back? Good to see you're sober, Callum. I've cut myself off. Got some serious thinking to do. What's going on? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Could be a way out of this pit. A way to do something more with my life than sell cheap thrills and cheap pills. What's this way out you mentioned? I met a man, or rather a man sought me out, and went through all the trouble to set up a meet and go to Haoi. I think it's guts for someone corporate. He said he's a recruiter, like a talent scout for one of the big corporations, and they're interested in me. Me? Do you believe that? Even way down here in Haoi, they've heard of me. They see potential in me, Callum Ka Fai. One of the big shots of this corp wants to be my benefactor. Amazing, right? Even Lee Ka-shing needed mentors, and he became one of the most successful men in the world. This is my start. This is my break. The recruiter won't tell me the guy's name or the name of the corp. It's all still very preliminary. It was just the first step, you know. The first step toward walking out of here. Is it really so bad here? God, you've been here long enough. You should know about it by now. Most people figure it out in the first few hours. You're always a way station, halfway between something better and something worse. You stay here, you're just accepting the fact that you'll never amount to anything. You're agreeing that all you care about is keeping your head above water. 4 good walls and 3 square meals at best. Some people pass through here on their way down, before bottoming out in the walled city or as a floater in the harbor. Others pass through on their way up, to places like Taikoo Shing or Aberdeen. That's how I intend to go. I'll leave you be then. Definitely feels like something big's about to go down with this family. And I guess we can either help them out, or not. Never mind. It feels as though a pall hangs over Club 88. There are fewer patrons on the dance floor and a far more hushed conversation than raucous frivolity. Hermione scans the too thin crowd as if she could suss out the reason for this change. Something's not right. Not right at all. You expecting trouble? No, not the kind you mean. It's just a shift in the mood. Usually when it gets this way, it's for obvious reasons. The death of someone beloved in Haoi, or a terrorist attack hitting too close to home. This time, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. When spirits are down, people drink. When spirits are high, people drink. We make money either way. I just prefer to know which ways the winds are blowing. It comes with being an old sailor's way. You said you worked in the corporate sector? Oh yes, I was with Baihu for so many years before the boys were born. I started as low as one can get, but I was always good with people. I understood the politics better than most. Being a troll in the corporate world is very hard. There's a lot of bigotry. However, I turned it to my advantage in every way I could. People underestimated me. I used that in every way I could, and sometimes being able to project raw, uncontained power is very useful. Slowly, I climbed the ladder. Sometimes I wonder what might have been if Callan hadn't come along when he did, but there's no changing the past. Are things with Callan getting any better? No, he's become even more distant of late, more secretive. I saw him talking with someone the other day, the kind of person who doesn't belong in Haoi, and it shouldn't even be here. I don't know who they were or what they wanted, but Callan was clearly trying to hide it from me. I have a bad feeling, the same heavy feeling that hangs over this place. Something is wrong. Something bad is coming from my son, and I don't know if I can stop it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with my worries. Surely you have more important business. ODB. Definitely feels like some big changes are coming with the family, and looks like we're gonna have a chance to help. El Duce. This tall, well-built human has been watching you since the moment you entered Club 88. Serendipitously, of course, glances over his shoulder and like. You're certain he's been watching you. He finally speaks as you approach. I hear you're the one to talk about work in the shadows. Maybe. Yeah, that's right. He nods in satisfaction, expression relaxing a bit. Good, because I'm looking for work in Hong Kong, but I don't have my own team. Call me El Duce. I'm a street samurai. Good with shotguns, close combat, and I got a bit of medical know-how on top of that. My rates are reasonable, unless it's a run against Shawase. In that case, it's completely free. Where I run free against Shawase? Because the sons of bitches killed my wife and stole my son. Duce's voice is hard and flat. Anything to screw them over, I don't need to get paid for. Why take your son? Profit in biology. He's got the genes for a type O immune system. You know what that is? No, what's that mean? It means that his organs and blood can be donated to anyone. They're universally compatible. If the company wants to produce spyware on the cheap, they use sinless Type O bodies as templates to go to where in. Human factories, basically. Sick stuff, but it's not like we can complain to anybody. Officially, we don't even exist. Shaking his head, Duce looks away. Let's talk about something else, okay? Do you live in Illinois? No. Chongqing Mansion's down the way, near Hong Kong. It's a real hellhole, but nothing like the walled city. Still, I come here because this is where the work is. A lot of smugglers coming in and out, and a lot of freelancers need to solve problems. Gesturing toward the rest of the bar, Duce stared at the dingy interior with an uncritical eye. Places like this exist all over the world. Dives where cops won't come in except with riot gear. Where people like us gather around and try to figure out how to make our next million. Find the right one, and you can find any kind of work you want. Have you been shadowrunning for your whole life? Chuckling, Duce shakes his head. Nope. Originally I was in IT. You know, tech support. You don't strike me as an IT worker, frankly. Yeah, well, having your wife gunned down, your kids stolen tends to focus your attention. Sounds like a bad action sim, doesn't it? Still, that's how it happened. One day, Shabase is getting a reckoning. Alright, see you later, Duce. You too. Keep safe, alright? And with that, I'm going to go on ahead and call it for today. Because that was a whole lot of talking we needed to take care of. Anyway, I think for right now, I'm going to call it here for today. I'm Giant King Mark, and next time on Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong, we're going to do another mission. I think since we got a full team, we'll go and check out that dig site for Mr. Drake. But I'll go ahead and call it here for today. If you like what you all saw, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to stay notified, and I'll see all of you next time. Laters.